welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to be taking you through my bookshelves. I have two in this house. They're actually both built into the wall like this, but I'm moving, so I actually have to pack up all of my books, and I thought that this opportunity would be a really good time to talk to you about all of the books that I own, my physical TBR, and then maybe unhaul some books for you. So let's get right into it. I don't really think this needs a whole lot of explaining. I wanted to start with my living room bookshelf. We're in my living room. There's someone's birthday sign here. Disco ball. We have like a disco theme going on in the living room. It's quite fun. I feel like I just need to probably like go through this bit first because most of these I've already read and I probably might want to unhaul some of them. So first and foremost, we'll just start our way at the top and work down. I think this book, I'm not really sure why the cover is off of it like that. I don't remember where I got this. I think it's from Amazon. This was like, when I first started getting back into reading, I didn't even know that we had a local library that had a great selection, and I now work there. So I used to buy a lot of my books off Amazon. This was one of the first ones that I bought in like 2020, 2021. It's called Astro Poets. I haven't actually read it, but I think the cover is really cool. So this is a nice like display book, pretty much. We can keep this for now. This will look really cool on my shelf if I have a shelf to put it on. This is my bag for unhauling. And over here, this is my box for the books that I'm keeping, okay? Next we have A Court of Thorns and Roses, the whole paperback box set. I read this in December of 2022, and I actually really like this series, and I will be keeping it, and I think this is a fun display piece as well. I know for a fact that my roommate has read 2 of these, so this was great to just keep, you know, in communal space. Live off love. Next, we have these 3 that I just purchased from Etsy to do my blind dates for the book video. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched that video, these are the books that I read in that video. People We Meet on Vacation, How to Find Your Way Home, and The Pillars of the Earth. I will be keeping these. Actually, I could probably unhaul this one, to be honest with you. I didn't love it, but I think these two did earn their spots on my shelves, so I will be keeping them. We still have our Valentine's Day decorations up. These books down here, I'm actually gonna go through because some of these got a little messed up. I don't know if there was like a stain on my shelf, my other shelf in my bedroom. Some of these, actually this one is from my boyfriend's mom, A Place at the Table by Susan Rebecca White. I have not read this book. It does have like a little bit of stain on the bottom of it, but overall it looks fine. And since my boyfriend's mom gave this to me, I'm probably gonna keep it, even though it has this ugly Target sticker and this ugly Target sticker, but I might read this one day. This is The Great Gatsby, so obviously I'm keeping this, but it also has kind of a funky junk on it, and I'm not really sure what that is about, so I'm gonna try and get it off. This is Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. I've had this book since high school. Again, more funky junk on the bottom. It doesn't look like book mold. I think it's just a stain. I have had this since high school, and I thought this book was pretty good, and Matthew likes this book too, so I think I might keep this one. The Love Songs of W.E.B. Du Bois. This one doesn't really have any bad stains on it. There's a little bit. I might donate this one because we have this at the library, and I have not once been inclined to pick this book up because of how big it is. It's so intimidating. And I might try and listen to this one on audiobook instead as well. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and donate this one. And then the last one is The Mountain Is You. This is a book about self-sabotage, apparently. I bought this a long time ago and I have not touched it or thought about it. I probably should read this. I probably need to give it a chance, so I'll keep it. These books are a little bit grody, so I'm not really sure what to do with them right now. But I feel like, you know, they're not throwaways yet. I don't know. Next, the last little section of these shelves is all of the books that I have already read and kind of alphabetized, except for this one. This is The Devil Wears Prada by Laura Weisberger. We did this book at the library when I first started working there, and I took it home with me, but I haven't read it. Ooh, it kind of smells bad too. I don't know. It has some spine damage, that's why we weeded it. I feel like I could read this one day, but I feel like I don't need to keep this on my shelf. I guess I'm going in reverse order. This is Becoming Dangerous by several authors, but it's edited by Katie West and Jasmine Elliott. This is pretty cool. It's like a just witchy anthology. I really liked it. I read it a couple years ago, and I think I'm gonna pass it on. Okay, these books are from Book of the Month, and I have read them all and felt just okay about them. This book was pretty good, Winter Counts. I definitely see someone in my community enjoying this, as well as these two. These are just Sarah Penner's books I both got from Book of the Month, and The Kingdom of Sweets, which was the last book that I read last year in 2023, which was just okay and quite interesting. I think I'm gonna donate all of these because I've read them all and I gave them all about like 3 stars-ish. So I don't really feel like I need to keep them or necessarily like I'm gonna reread them. Next we have The Hobbit. I actually started reading this a couple summers ago and I never finished it. So I feel like I need to keep this because, you know, it's The Hobbit. Some of these books are not mine, so I'm just gonna set them aside. Okay, I like this one. I've never heard anyone talk about this book. It is The Son of Good Fortune by Leslie Tenorio. And I believe it is about a Filipina family, American Filipino family. And this has some moisture damage. I didn't realize that. But I liked this book. But I think I'm gonna pass it on because I never really think about it. I don't think about it that much anymore. And because like I never heard of this book and it was really good and I liked it. But I feel like I'm gonna pass it on. I don't necessarily really need this book. But I don't know. This is going in the maybe pile. You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. I read this when I was still a teenager and I actually really liked it. I think my mom got this for me for Christmas. It's a little bit gimmicky, but honestly, it has the vibe, it has the energy. So I'm gonna keep this one. Sourdough by Robin Sloan. This book was so much fun. I really, really, really liked it. It is about a software engineer who like inherits a sourdough starter, and the sourdough starter is a little bit magical. And I thought this book was awesome. It's a really fun, like weird, quirky time. And I think I'm gonna keep this because if you didn't know, I love to bake sourdough bread, so. I have The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. I never got through this one, like I actually didn't finish it. And I don't feel like I need to keep it. So I'm probably going to get rid of this one or donate it. And then same with Emily Ratajkowski's memoir, My Body. I really enjoyed this when I did read it, but I don't think it's something that I'm gonna revisit, and I feel like somebody else would enjoy this more than me. Haunted. This book was really good. It's kind of like an anthology. I think it is all written by this author. I don't know how to say his name, but I really, really liked it. And one of the very first stories in this book completely blew my mind because it's so gory. But yeah, this book was insane. The Girl Who Was Saturday Night by Heather O'Neill. I read another Heather O'Neill book and didn't even, oops, I dropped it. I didn't even realize that she wrote this book too. I've had this one since like probably 2019, 2020. I don't know if I ever finished this one either. It was okay. It's kind of a lit fic about two people who are siblings and they live in Montreal, I believe. It's a little weird, but I could definitely see someone enjoying this. My Year of Rest and Relaxation, I really, really liked this book. This is what got me into my my era of really liking character-based books. So whenever I read a book that's like, you know, a hot, unhinged girl, and it's like no plot, just vibes, completely like just a character study, I attribute my liking of that book to this book because I just really think this book is, this is like the type of unhinged literature that I really enjoy. So if you like that vibe, you'll like this channel. And if you don't, I'm sorry, but I'm keeping this. Another one of my favorite lit fics, which is also kind of a character study, Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors. I just really love this book. I don't even know how to explain how I did, but I could definitely see myself rereading this, so I think I'm gonna keep it as well. The Last Story of Nina Lee, I haven't read this one. This is another one that my boyfriend's mom gave to me, so I think I need to keep this because I haven't really given it the time of day. Before the Coffee Gets Cold, I liked this one. I thought it was cute and really poignant and heartwarming and also tear-jerking at the same time. If you haven't read this, I think you should give it a try, but I believe we have this at the library and I don't need to hold on to it, so I'm gonna donate it. Catch-22 is one of my favorite books that I read in high school, and this is actually the copy that I had from high school. I really, really like this book. I think it is crazy, it's genius, and I really want Matthew to read this one day, so I'm keeping this. These two books were from school. This one was a textbook, so I feel like I'm gonna donate it. This one has my name on it, and this is by a professor who did a talk at a sustainability symposium that I organized. So I haven't read it, but the Smithsonian says it's a gripping, eye-opening story, and I feel like I probably should read it, and I think my boyfriend would like this too. Ooh, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I think I'm going to donate this one because I didn't love it. I really like the book itself, but I don't think it needs to sit on my shelf unnecessarily, so I'm gonna donate it. Atomic Habits I really enjoyed. I feel like I could revisit this, so I will probably keep it. The Parable of the Sower. This book was really good. I really enjoy Octavia Butler, and I really remember enjoying this a lot, but I don't know that I would reread this instead of picking up one of her other books, like Kindred. So I feel like I'm probably gonna donate this one. I have Jane Eyre. This is a really beat up copy of Jane Eyre. And this is also from high school. That's my handwriting. So I feel like I should probably keep this and maybe get a new copy one day. We have The Vanishing Half. This is a book that my boyfriend's mom donated to me as well. And I really liked it. And I think, I don't know. I liked it, but we also have this at the library. And so if I ever wanted to revisit it, I could just pick up a library copy. Yeah, I feel like I think I'm gonna pass this on to someone else. I think I've decided on passing this one on as well. And then the rest of these books are not mine. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these into my bin, and then we will move on to my bookshelves in my room. This is my bookshelf in my room. And these are almost everything on this bookshelf is in my physical TBR. Y'all, my air conditioning keeps turning on and back off again, and I'm scared. What's happening right now is all of these books I've already read. These are my newest hauls. Some of these are too, and then all of these I haven't read either. So we're just gonna go through and I'm gonna talk you through it. I'm gonna just talk you through it. So I'm probably gonna keep everything on these shelves because they are my favorites, especially of these. Starting, oh my god, there's a tarot card in here. So 78 Degrees of Freedom is my favorite tarot book. I bought this when I was first learning how to read tarot. And wait, what did I call it? 78 Degrees of Wisdom. This book is really good if you are learning how to do tarot, if you're just starting out. I highly recommend this one. It is very interesting and yeah, it's a really good resource. Keeping that. These are two of my favorite classics of all time. This is super beat up and so is this. The Handmaid's Tale and The Bell Jar. Fantastic feminist literature. This one's really, really fucking sad, and this one's really, really fucking scary. I love them both. Next up is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This is a fantastic piece of literature, and I loved reading this, and maybe one day I will revisit it. What is this? Oh, this is an SMP book I cannot show you, but I loved it. This is Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. I love Dolly Alderton. I loved this book. And this is Sylvia Plath's Poetry Ariel, the restored edition. This does look like it has a little bit of book mold on it. So I'm going to have to be careful with that one. These are some of my favorite Book of the Month books, Piranesi and Ninth House. And I also have Hellbent, but I have a different edition of it. I pre-ordered this. Then I have Braiding Sweetgrass and Babel, which are my most recent read books of the books that I own. That was all of the books that I own that I have read. The rest of these is my physical TBR, so let's count them. I have 42 books, unread books on my physical TBR. And, oh wait, 43. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 library books out right now. We'll start with this one, which is on my cart here. I need to pick up. It's Body Neutral by Jessie Nealand. I actually checked this book out from the library when we got it a few months ago, and I loved it so much I purchased my own copy. I have not finished it, but as you can see, I have, already started it, and it is really good. Jessie Nealand is a non-binary body neutrality advocate, and they wrote this book for people who struggle to view themselves neutrally. And I am one of those people, and I think this book is really, really insightful and amazing, and I'm super glad I picked it up. Okay, these books right here. These are the ones that I have most recently added to my collection, one way or another. These two books, the Midnight Library and, oh my god, so much dust. Woo! The Midnight Library and the entire bind-up of the Chronicles of Narnia I got from our Friends of the Library little book sale that we have going on next to the reference desk at our library. And I thought I really want to read this one soon, and I thought this would be super fun to have just on my bookshelf. These two I purchased at the Friends of the Library book sale, which was in February. I got these for like $1 each. I've never heard of this one, The Lace Reader, but it did look interesting. And I also got The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. I've heard this book is really good, so. These two books I got for Christmas this year. This one was from my boyfriend's family. This is a Maori author from New Zealand. It's a very famous book, apparently, I have not heard of and have not read. And this is Margaret Atwood's first ever novel. Margaret Atwood is one of my favorite authors ever, and my boyfriend got this for me for Christmas. And then this book I hold myself is Peach Pit, 16 Stories of Unsavory Women. I think this cover is fantastic. think my air conditioner is busted and I'm pissed. Then we have Middlesex by Jeffrey Eugenides, which is another book that was gifted to me from my boyfriend's mom. Or actually, I think maybe his aunt. But I've heard this book is amazing as well, so. These two books are also recent purchases. Frog and Toad Are Doing Their Best, A Bedtime Stories for Trying Times, a parody. I love Frog and Toad, and I haven't actually read this, but it's super cute. And then The Orange by Wendy Cope is one of my favorite poems ever, and they just released this little version of a bind-up of some of her poems, including The Orange, and I really love this little cover. Next up is this interesting book. It's called S. It is by J.J. Abrams and Doug Dorst. And this is what it looks like. It's basically a fake book within a book. And the whole book is kind of like a puzzle. There's like all of these postcards and like ciphers and stuff in here that you are supposed to read along with the book to figure out what's going on. The book itself is not actually real, but it's telling the story, and then there's also notes in the margins that are written by some students who discovered this book. So there is like a conspiracy going on or something, and I tried to read this and I wanted to do like a series about it, and that ship did not sail, but one day I will take on that project again, and until then it just sits on my shelf and looks awesome. If there's one thing about me, it's that I love a precarious stack of books, okay? All right. The majority of these books that are right here, I've had for multiple years and need to read very soon. I'm just gonna have to turn the air conditioner off, aren't I? Remind me to text my landlord after this. Only my landlord for like 3 more days. Okay, so these books, I don't know, where to start? We'll just start. We have One of the Girls by Lucy Clark. I don't know much about this one, but I think it is like a bachelorette or something on a Greek island, and there's a murder. Blue Ticket by Sophie McIntosh. This is like a dystopian novel about women receiving different roles in society based on like the color ticket that they have, and I really do think this is going to be an interesting one. She has another book too that I want to read. Carmilla by Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu. This is a sapphic vampire classic novel, and this has a foreword written by it's edited by Carmen Maria Machado, so she wrote like a foreword to it or something. Well, that's where my strawberry bookmark went. Interesting. But I'm super excited to read this. I need to read it this fall. I need to. Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. I'm sure you guys know what this is. It's a pretty popular book. It's like a Regency fantasy. And then The Inheritance of Orchidea Divina. This is one of those books that I first heard about when I first started watching BookTube a few years ago. And I have been meaning to pick this up for literally every single October when it's witchy season, and I just never do, and I have to, like, I actually have to. Like, I'm holding you guys to that. You have to make me do it. This is All About Love by Bell Hooks. Bell Hooks is a renowned feminist writer, and I learned a lot about her in one of my sociology classes, and that inspired me to pick up this book, which is All About Love. It is just writings on love and life and feminism and all that good stuff. Oh, this is a fun one. I always forget to have this. Double Booked by Lily Linden. This is, I believe, like a rom-com or romance of some sort about a woman who is like questioning her sexuality, I believe, and so she kind of gets split into 2 timelines of like which way is she gonna go. I don't know. It sounds interesting. The Book of the Most Precious Substance. Kayla really likes this one, and I was totally influenced by her to buy this book. It is about a magic sex book, something like that, and all of the booksellers are trying to get it, and there's like this wacky, wacky stuff going on. I love books about books and sex books. Yeah. I Love Dick by Chris Kraus. I tried to read this last year and I failed, so I need to give it another chance. But I think this is kind of based on her own life a little bit, like a fictionalized version of some of the stuff that she happened to her. So I like the cover of it, obviously. These two, Daughter of the Moon Goddess and Heart of the Sun Warrior. I'm honestly debating donating these because this has like been a really anticipated one for me, and I've seen a lot of people read it and really not enjoy it, and they've been sitting on my shelves for so long that I'm not even sure that I'm gonna get to them. So I don't know. I think I need to give it a little bit longer, but I'm pushing it. We have Sirens and Muses by Antonia Angris. This is 100% a cover buy, but it's also a lit fic about artists and people in art school. So I think I'm gonna like this. And Latvana by Otessa Moshfegh. I loved My Year of Rest her other book. And I've heard such good things about this. People always tell me to read this. I bought this for my sister for Christmas a couple years ago, and I haven't read it yet, but I have got to. This is Human Blues by Elisa Albert. This is about a woman who, she wants to have a baby, but I think she has like fertility issues. Yeah, and there's like, you know, a feminist subplot to this. I bought this a long time ago and I really like the cover of it, but I still think it'll be good when I eventually get to it. And then I have two Leanne Moriarty books that are on my shelf that are not in the best condition because they used to belong to my mother. This doesn't even have the dust jacket anymore. This is Big Little Lies. I've already read this and I liked it a lot. I haven't read this book, but I really like Leanne Moriarty. I've read several of her books and they're always pretty much bangers for me. They're kind of like family drama thrillers, and that's super fun, so yeah. Okay, now on to the last shelf here. First, we'll talk about these two. These were gifted to me by my sister for Christmas this year. The Barnes & Noble edition of Frankenstein, which is one of my favorite books of all time. And this Alphonse Mucha like coffee table book. I love his women. These ladies right here. I really love his art, and that's something that my sister and I have bonded over, kind of accidentally, but I really just I love these ladies. I think this is such a beautiful book, and the cover is just so gorgeous for any coffee table or bookshelf display. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put this book when I move, but it's done its time on my shelf right here, so I'm happy about that. Then I also got these on my Friends of the Library sale shelf. These were literally like $6 for all three of these, so I thought, why the hell not? Sid Bookworm really liked one of these at least, so I'm gonna give him a shot. It's just the Dreamland Billionaire series, the fine print, terms and conditions, and the final offer. I'll get to these eventually. I'm glad I have the paperbacks of them. That's super fun. I love paperbacks. And I have the Rabbit Hutch by Tess Gunty. I bought this on like a complete whim because I think it was 50% off. And this was one of like, I think this was their best book of the year a couple years ago. Something like that. I don't know. I also like the cover of it. I'm not really sure what it's about, but I've heard it's good, so. In the Kitchen, Essays on Food and Life. I love the cover of this book, and I love a book of essays or short stories. So I think this is going to be a huge hit, and I also really like to cook, if you didn't know that. So yeah, I don't know why I haven't picked this up yet. I just need to. Book Lovers, Beach Read and Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I think I bought these. I actually don't remember when I bought these. But I have People We Meet on Vacation, and I haven't bought Happy Place or Funny Story because Funny Story just came out and it doesn't have a paperback. Happy Place has a paperback, but I kind of want to listen to the audiobook, and I need to read these first. So yeah, but I'm getting to them soon, I promise. I've got Girl, Woman, Other by Bernadine Evaristo. This is a Booker Prize winner and a feminist pinnacle masterpiece, so I really need to read this. And then this book caught my eye the last time I was at Barnes & Noble last year. It's called Summer of the Mariposas. I believe this is YA, but it's about 5 little sisters, and they go on this tale, or they go on this this like adventure that is based on the La Llorona like fairy tale. This is a summer read that I need to pick up this summer. This is another SMP book I cannot show you, but it's from Book of the Month, and I'm excited to read it one day. These are, all the rest of these are Book of the Month. This is also another SMP book I cannot show you. And then the last ones are just Book of the Months. These are some of them from last year. Evil Eye by E.T.F. Room, which I read her debut novel recently, and this is The Unmaking of June Farrow. I heard Haley Pham like raving about this book, and I really wanted to pick it up, so I'm super excited to read this. I haven't gotten to it obviously, but they're anticipated. And then the last 2 books I have are just some mystery thrillers. Home Before Dark by Riley Sager, my first Riley Sager. I think it's appropriate to start with this one. Let me know what you guys think. And then The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. I have read his other 2 novels, his brand new one that just came out, and The Silent Patient, but not this one. I'm hoping I like this one more than the other 2. That's all I'm gonna say. That's it. We've gone through all of my bookshelves, and I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm gonna have a great time editing this, I'm sure. And we're about to see if they're all gonna fit into this box. So stay tuned for this little time lapse. I think this will be fun. We got it. Can I pick it up? Ugh, it's very heavy, but yes. If I have a very savvy viewer in the comments who has been counting, let me know. Because I'm interested. But yeah, let me know if you like this video. Join me next time. I would love to see you. Probably won't be on the floor, and I'll definitely be in a different house, so stay tuned for the new setup. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't even have a bookshelf to put these on yet, but yeah, thank you so much for being here.